Hey YouTubers, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sai, and on my channel I talk about investing for beginners like myself, as well as a bit of tech and general business ideas. Now this year we have seen some of the most well-known brands on the UK high street go into administration. There was Oasis and Warehouse back in April, Aldo Shoes in May, TM Lewin in June, just to name a few of them. But I think the biggest shock comes from two of the largest brands. Well, one conglomerate of large brands as well as another one. So, Arcadia Group, who own Topshop, Topman, Burton, Dorothy Perkins, Evans, Miss Selfridge and Wallace. And the second company being Debenhams. So in today's video, I thought I would talk about this UK high street crisis and what does this mean to the high street shopping experience moving forward. So while you watch the intro video, if you haven't already, why not subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and make it change color so you can help the YouTube algorithm recommend this video to lots more people. So first of all, one of the things to note is that Debenhams used to be part of the Arcadia Group. This was back in 1985 when Arcadia Group decided to acquire them. Then in 1998, Arcadia Group demerged themselves from Debenhams and made Debenhams a separate entity. So obviously it's not new news that the high street is dying in a lot of towns and villages. However, there are still some areas in the country where retail stores still have a booming business. Now to name the obvious would be Oxford Street, UK's most popular shopping street, where on an average non-COVID day the street will be heaving with shoppers from all around the country, as well as the hotspot for shopping for all the foreigners on holiday. Now there are key shopping retail spaces on the street that are landmarks for everyone who has visited the street, and one of them is Topshop, that can be seen as soon as you come out of Oxford Street Underground station. And if you are looking for your mates who are already there, if they don't say I'll meet you outside the Nike store, they will most likely say I'm outside Topshop or opposite Topshop. Then when you walk down Oxford Street, one of the other main landmarks is the huge Debenhams building, which usually has some kind of facelift to make it stand out, especially during Christmas. So how did it get to this point, where two of the largest iconic shops in Oxford Street are on the brink of shutting down? Now a big factor of these downfalls come from the severely impacted sales revenue due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now currently, Deloitte are the consultants on board working on the Arcadia's administration. Therefore, they will be scrutinising Arcadia's books and to see what value is left in Sir Philip Green's huge retail empire, which could include stock, freehold, or any other assets. Now earlier this year, when Oasis and Warehouse went into administration, Boohoo came around and gave them a lifeline by buying the company, but decided to make the brand online only. And that's one of the key factors right there, where established high street retail stores are not tapping into the online world at an earlier stage, because companies like Boohoo, Misguided and ASOS, who are online first shops, have been absolutely thriving, which leads us to believe that the pandemic was not the only crippling factor for Arcadia, and the problems must have been around way before the company had to be forced into administration. But of course, the enforced closure of physical stores during 2 lockdowns within UK would definitely have made an impact to the reasons as to why they are in administration right now. But the same story applies for both Arcadia and Debenhams, where both of these established high street brands just have not adapted enough into this digital first world that we live in. More money has seemed to have been spent with focusing on non-digital marketing strategies. Now, as both of these big brands begin its liquidation, it puts about 25,000 jobs on the line. And all the gurus say that this is just the start of this. However, one high street conglomerate that seems to be thriving is Frasers Group, the company that owns Sports Direct, House of Fraser, Jack Wheels, Evans Cycles and Game. Well, maybe thriving is not the right word, but they did announce a rise in the first half profits this year. And the owner, Mike Ashley, has got a keen eye to make a discount bid on the Arcadia brands and Debenhams to snap up a bargain on some major high street brands. And with some company restructuring, Frasers Group could turn the brands around to be thriving, profitable companies under new management. Now, this all just shines a light into how much of an impact COVID has had on the world that we know it, as many large brands have not been able to survive. We are now at a stage of hope that we're at the end stages of this pandemic. Now that there are vaccines that are becoming widely available, but this still means that we have a few months left of possible turmoil and further lasting effects on certain companies that were hit the worst during these unfortunate times of 2020. But with 2021 just around the corner, more so than ever, the whole world will be living in hope that the new year will see the turning point to things getting back to some kind of normality, or at the very least settle down, in order to rebuild the economy again so we can start writing this pandemic into the history. But is this also just a sign that the high street is going to die quicker than expected? As the world experienced an e-commerce first way of living, and companies found out quickly how they can generate more profits from getting rid of the costly retail aspect of their businesses. Because one thing that's for sure is that technology has come a long way over the last couple of decades, and we have got a lot more flexibility and will have a lot more in the future to offer consumers a better experience using technology to shop. But if these shops from Arcadia Group and Debenhams close down, this then also means that there will be hundreds of shopping spaces made empty, which leaves us with the question of what will fill their spaces. Could it be gyms? Could it be crazy golf areas? Or will they become student flats or hotels? Or even some new tourist attraction? I mean, just looking at Debenhams, we will see 124 stores close down, which translates to just over 1 million square meters of retail space, which is the equivalent of 148 Premier League football pitches. Now, for instance, when BHS closed down a few years ago, 4 years after their demise, over a quarter of the former stores were still empty, and less than half of them continued to trade as large stores. Therefore, the question arises, is now the time to invest into the entertainment industry? Because as the world starts to get back to some kind of normality, people will be looking to do social activities again, which opens up the doors to opportunities for the entertainment business. And with a lot of real estate space that's available for the taking, it seems like a perfect option for food halls, bowling alleys, or crazy golf courses to jump in on the opportunity. To be honest with you, I quite frankly have no idea. I definitely feel though that e-commerce will begin to overtake the retail aspect to shopping, but there will always still be a need for physical stores in some instances. But a mind shift is needed in order to offer a different experience for in-store shopping, in order to almost rewrite the way in which consumers want to shop. And maybe that could be teaming up with the entertainment industry to make the in-store shopping more of a social entertainment outing, synced with themed events for specific clothing drops. But that's just my crazy thoughts on what a new world could look like. But I'm sure many of you will also have your own take on this, so please feel free to let me know in the comments down below. But that's it for me today, and if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and as always, why not like the video, comment down below and share with your friends and family. See you all in the next video. Bye.